Hello Internet, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from the Lineofheaven Caverns to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary. Actually, it's going to be take two. I completely finished up this cast, went to review my video, make sure everything was hunky-dory, and I noticed that my mic was unplugged. So, this isn't a cold cast like I would like it to be, but here I am going to go ahead and try it one more time. Let's go ahead and introduce the players. In the top, spawning as the blue Protoss, we have Lineofheaven, not to be confused with his brother Stairway 2. And the bottom we have the red Zerg Fox, not of the star variety, spawning at the bottom of the map. It's going to be a PVZ, obviously, and this is actually one of my more favorite maps, mainly because even though you do only have two starting locations, so you know exactly where your enemy is at, it's still kind of a long rush distance, so you're not going to have anything quick and dirty a la Steps of War. The expansion is fairly easy to get, since there is a wide open area to attack, but it does get split into two mainly slightly narrow choke points by this little cavern. We see Lineofheaven kind of just scatting out, doing the usual thing. Just probably gonna just circle around a couple of times, maybe harass some drones, and then possibly park his little behind over here to block any kind of quick expansion. We see Lineofheaven with an awkward pylon placement. I would like to see a little bit more back here, so the edge is just skirting that ramp, so you'll be able to place, a gateway and then a cybernetics core here, and then just basically fill it off with a Zealot. Classic wall off technique. Not sure what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to be completely wall off with the cybernetics core, or just start over here and then work his way in. We've seen a simulator going down. Everything is very basic, very straightforward. We see another one going down at 15, usually at 16, but either way, nothing too crazy. We see probes just jumping on that assimilator as soon as it's finished up. Like to see that. The hatchery does go down for Fox. Unfortunately, Lion couldn't block it off in any shape, way, or form, and it's going down exactly when it should, is around 13-14. Over in his main base, we see, oh, look at that, a couple of Zergs coming up. Looks like one, two. We see two Zerglings, two Zergling eggs coming up, so 4. Probably going to take this watchtower here, and then just probably just kind of harass just to get a unit composition count. Cybernetics core going down, and a second assimilator actually going down for Lineofheaven, so that just immediately states a quick tech push. Possibly into some sort of Stargate unit, blink play, or a Templar attack. We see those Lings kind of finished up. They more than likely took care of that nasty little probe. Yep, we see one probe down with 50 resources, and we see those Zerglings over here kind of meander over here, grab these Zelnogger towers. Well, the first one is going to go over here for scouting purposes. We see the wall off actually completed with whoa, look at that, 2 pylons, a gateway, and a single Zealot. That is an interesting wall off, one that I might be able to check out later. Interesting. I actually like these placement of this Overlord over here, kind of just making sure nothing too crazy going on. He actually has both the towers, and he's bringing in another Overlord to come in over here and cover the west side of the map, while another one is coming, just checking out to make sure there's no kind of funkiness going around, making sure there's no proxy pylons. I'm sure he went over here to check if there's anything around, and as we can see from his viewpoint, we actually see he checked out to make sure Zergling there wasn't anything too crazy over at the base. But look at this. I mean, he basically has control of the entire map, save for this little back area over here, but still, this is exactly what you want to be doing as a player, no matter what race you have. This little Overlord is going to be pushed back by this Stalker, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. I mean, compare this to what Lineofheaven has. I mean, the clear advantage is for Lineofheaven. We actually see blink play coming up very quickly for Lineofheaven with 1, 2, and possibly one more. There it is. So a 4-gate blink pressure by Lineofheaven. This is actually very fantastic, and I would love to see where it goes from here. We see Fox actually doing the typical thing, just getting a single spine crawler for defense. Nothing too fancy. Right now he's actually just droning up very nicely. We see, let's go ahead and take a little units. Yep, 32 drones compared to the 21 that Lineofheaven has. We see energy fairly low on these queens, except for that third one. This is actually very good play by Fox. I mean, a single queen for each hatchery that you have, while a third just spreads that creep around. We see that spine crawler just moving up just a scotch, while Lineofheaven is preparing just to push out on this 4-gate blink play, which is actually a A typical 4-gate usually hits at 6 minutes, so a 4-gate blink stalker play at 7 minutes is very interesting, and one that's probably refined over his games. We actually see 11 Zerglings, only 11 Zerglings for Fox. I mean, that can change very drastically, especially if he saves up a couple of these larvae. But as we know, the Zerg are able to do, but 13 Zerglings up against a single Zealot and 7 Stalkers is a no-brainer, as we see Fox getting pushed back, and this Overlord has no chance. The blink play is finished. He doesn't reveal it quite yet, but Lineofheaven pushing out means that there are a lot more Zerglings are probably going to start getting produced. Don't think a Roach Warren is down yet. Nope, we should just see a single Extractor and none over here on his natural expansion. We see, look at that, pushing, placing a proxy pylon over here. We see a couple of more spine crawlers down, and the blink play is revealed. Ooh, you want to be careful. You do not want these Zerglings to get us around on these Stalkers. Stalkers fall very quickly to mass Zerglings like this, even if they do have blink play. I mean, this is a nice little area of attack that you're using. I mean, even if you do get surrounded here, you just blink right on down here to save as many units as possible. We see another push. Great blink micro by Lineofheaven. There you go, just blinking down, getting those wounded units out of the battle, and we actually see, I don't think any of them took any kind of hull damage. Units lost is that initial scouting probe for Lineofheaven, while he lost 17 so far. Most of those were Zergling, but still 500 to 50. That is definitely a nice return that you would want, no matter who you are. We see those Xars are getting mined up, and another push by Lineofheaven, pushing forward, just trying to take down a single spine crawler. 2 spine crawlers are down, and he's going to go ahead and retreat as quickly as possible. Oh, he doesn't want to lose any kind of units so far, and he's still excellent blink micro by Lineofheaven, taking down maximum amount of units for minimal losses. 0 losses to be exact. Fantastic play. I'm loving this play by Lineofheaven. Roaches are coming in to join the fray, but against blink Stalkers, they do very little damage. I mean, we see melee attacks going down for Fox, and another little quick engagement. He's just poking, prodding with those blink Stalkers, and still not a single unit lost, while 51 have gone down by Fox. You see him pushing forward, trying to bring down that spine call. He does bring it down. He retreats, pulls back using that blink plan. Still no units lost. 0 units lost. These 3 Roaches want to pull back. They don't want to be taken down by this play. Nothing else going too crazy in Lineofheaven's base so far. He's committing completely to these blink stalkers early on. I would love for him to plop down an expansion, just skip a cycle of production, and this Overlord is going down. No questions about it. Might want to reset that rally point, and again, look at this blink play. Not taking any losses whatsoever. Oh, spoke too soon. 1 stalker goes down, but still 1 stalker up against 67 units lost. That's something that I would trade for every day. A 3rd one goes down, but still 3. That's what, 220% in Protos's favor. We see another couple of pylons going down. More than likely, not anything too crazy. Just gonna go ahead and get him out of that supply block. He blinks forward. I'm not sure what that blink forward was for. Maybe just to prod and pull these roaches forward. In the production tab, what do we see? A robotics facility actually going down for Lineofheaven, and as he pushes forward yet again, trying to take down the next actor. Does he take it down? He does not. A transfuse, I would say a wasted transfuse. That's not really that important. And we see Lineofheaven is again retreating. He's trying to keep those losses to a minimum while inflicting the maximum amount of damage. I just don't see Fox winning any kind of engagement anytime soon, especially if they don't have the Galil reconstitution, which is obviously a speed boost for these roaches. And again, just poking and prodding, doing a damage. This is actually, I love this play by Lineofheaven. He's still he's lost 2 stalkers so far in all these engagements. This is just fantastic play by Lineofheaven. I'm loving it. Hydralisk Den is actually down, and Hydralisks are being produced. Galil reconstitution is actually getting done, so that might actually stop the harassment just a scotch from Lineofheaven. And still, oh, look at that, there you go, finally bringing down his expansion, especially after doing so much damage. And look at this, resources so low for Lineofheaven. I'm actually loving this. Very low for Lineofheaven, under 200 for both. And another engagement, just blinking back and forth. Nothing we haven't seen so far from Lineofheaven. I'm going to take a look at the APM. 100 for Lineofheaven, 89 for Fox. Kind of even, just a slight advantage for Lineofheaven. Lineofheaven's favor, but the results do speak for themselves. Again, those resources are very low for Protoss, very high for Fox, something you never want to see in your games. I should see him bringing this observer just to take down these creep tumors, just to keep that vision down for Lineofheaven. We actually see a warp prism going down, but it is spotted by that overseer. So there's nothing going to be nothing too fancy going on. A single stalker going along for a ride. We're gonna see another little engagement. I'm gonna love this. I love these little tiny little engagements that Lineofheaven is doing, just picking these off, pulling back and forth. I am very, very jealous of it. We see his expansion just finishing up. We see nothing else being produced. We see one forge done with a single photon cannon here, just in case there is a crazy swing of Zerglings, just so make sure there's nothing too crazy rushed back. And we see another engagement going down for Lineofheaven. Again, blink play, not fully committing, especially since he sees those Hydralisks taking his frustrations out on those destructible rocks. More stalkers being warped in. We see, oh, look at that. Is he going to be able to pick that spine crawler off? Nope. Those blink play is fairly effective. We see 9 units lost. Again, this is probably going to be the deciding factor in this game. We see the warp prism just hanging out over here. Nothing too fancy. The stalker's just taking a quick little snooze. Someone might want to wake him up, have him join that battle. We see him chrono boosting out these probes, and nothing so far from this forge. I'd actually love to see him just save up just one cycle production to be able to either pull down the shields or a weapons upgrade, whichever one, of course, he would prefer. Let's see, in the production tab, we see roaches and lings being produced by Fox. We see Lineofheaven just scouting out, make sure there's nothing too crazy going on over here on this on these extremes. Make sure there's no hidden expansion of any sort, because he pretty much got these two areas locked down. He knows that while he keeps attacking from this angle, that Zerg can expand to here, so the only two obvious choices would be to expand here or here. He's leaving these zealots behind just in case Fox decides to do that. We see a couple of Zerglings just moving on out, maybe getting stuck in the gold mines, of course. See a couple blink stalkers coming in, just picking them off. I mean, there's 2 left. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe he's going to try to do a run by of something of that nature, but really, against blink stalkers, there's not really much you can do. We see his forces kind of moving up, hopefully trying to retake ground, maybe a couple of these, 1 or 2 of these Xel'Naga towers, just to get a vision and give him an idea of where these stalkers are attacking. Maybe the Zergling. Okay, Zergling does get a kill. We finally see another loss in the Lineofheaven stat column, and it might seem that Fox is probably gearing up to take this gold base, which is only natural. He does realize he's far behind. I mean, he has 2 mining bases, which is well, 1.5 really, up against 2 mining bases of Protoss. Oh, actually 1.5. And whenever you're even, a Zerg versus Protoss in bases, that's never a good thing. And oh, we see another little engagement, and we're obviously going to see that blink micro come into effect again. I didn't like him just leaving these 4 pylons over here. I mean, he is completely supply blocked right now. He actually needs to bring in a couple of more pylons just to get out of that supply block. He actually has a Colossus Den, as Day9 likes to call it, when in reality it's called the full robotics bay. He's gotten those thermal lance upgrades for the Colossus. We don't have any on the field as of yet, but I'm sure they're going to be coming out ASAP. The hatchery does go down at the gold expansion while I have another little attack, just blinking back and forward. And this stalker, man, 6 kills, 2 life. That's exactly what you want. Well, not really. You'd want a full health 6 kill stalker, but you know what? You will take what you can get, especially since most of those kills are more than likely roaches or hydras. See a Colossus being chrono boosted out along with +1 weapons. Extended thermal lance is about halfway done, while Fox retakes this Xel'Naga watchtower. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vision of what we see. As we can see, even though he just barely took this Xel'Naga tower before, all he had was vision was of this area. He had no idea what else was going on in the map. He had no idea if there was a drop or anything of that nature. And we see, we actually see Lineofheaven actually just pulling completely back, just making sure he's just kind of, more than likely he's waiting for these Colossi to pop out, maybe 1 or 2 to be able to handle these hydras and roaches. So let's go ahead and take a look at the APM. Same as before, 194, and another little attack coming your way. He's gonna pull that Colossus back just to make sure he gets out of the way of that attack. You see that blink play that's making Lineofheaven take an advantage, a definite advantage of this game, and Fox has no choice but to retreat. I mean, the blink play shown so far is so high that Fox isn't causing much damage at all, and especially with that one Colossus coming in, I mean, he really doesn't have much of a choice except to expand drastically. What we see is another Colossus popping out, and we see a Spire going down for Fox. Not sure what he's going to do that. I mean, it's obvious. It's an obvious counter to the Colossus that he's putting out, but really what he has to focus on is this Stalker Ball that he has. I mean, this was causing the damage so far to Fox, and Corruptors to bring down that Colossus isn't really the biggest, the greatest move that he can make. We're going to see this Extractor more than likely fall. He's actually going to focus this hatchery down, and we see Fox just abandoning it and more than likely going to go for a base trade right here, but actually Lineofheaven is a little bit too smart for that. He just brings down that hatchery and pulls back completely. He doesn't want to get into a base race situation as of yet. He kind of he blocks off that attack right here, picks off a drone, gonna pick off this queen, no problem, and Fox is forced to retreat. And we actually see this Zealot coming in, harassing this hatchery, bringing it down to a little above half health. So Lineofheaven does know that that expansion is down. He sees this little attack coming, and he's not completely, he's not committed to that attack as of yet. There's two Colossus on the field, and he's going to go ahead and take that pod style play where he doesn't completely attack. And this force of Fox is completely wiped out. There is nothing left. I mean, there's this handful of units, but compared to what Lineofheaven has, there is just no chance for Fox. And he chooses to pull back. He could have just held this little area right here, but being smart and very wise is pulling back. One Colossus does go down, so a small victory for Fox, but the Stalker blink play is just too high. He loads up the Colossus in that Warp Prism and pulls back completely. 3 Corruptors are on the field. Fox, along with Groove Spines and a Zerg Carapace level 2. 10 Roaches are coming down and an extra Spine Crawler for Fox, while the Protoss Weapon level 2 upgrade is nearly complete. A couple more Gateways down for Lineofheaven, while his third Colossus comes in, and oh, look at this, a gold taken by Lineofheaven. Perfect play so far from him. We see these 3 Corruptors actually. Have they spotted this? Yep, they do spot this Warp Prism. It's gonna go down fairly quickly. These 2 are most likely just gonna harass. I mean, they have no chance or no hope of bringing down this hatchery, but this effectively just pins back Zerg just that much longer. Poor Larva. Oh man, I feel a little bit sorry. They need that creep. Oh no. I almost feel bad for him. Almost. But then again, I am a Protoss main player myself, so those Zerg. Oh! And it does get cancelled. He does save himself 225 minerals. A lot better than losing it completely. Oh, units lost tab. Wow. A fourth of the units lost for Lineofheaven. 52 up against 200. This is huge right here. This is huge. Continuing theme throughout this entire game. Lineofheaven's high yield expansion is down, while Fox is destroyed. So both of them are down. We see, oh my, high saturations. I mean, 55 drones for Fox, and we might see another little engagement right over here. He's chasing off those Corruptors. 3 Colossus doing massive amounts of damage. One already has 7 kills. He blinks forward to try to cut these Corruptors off from this Colossus, and actually pulling them back. 1 Colossus go down. 2 is more than likely going to go down, but not before the big damage is done. Most of Fox's ground army is destroyed. We see 1 Colossus remains. Is it going to survive? Yes, it is. There's just not enough Corruptors to bring it down. Oh, wow. After that battle, let's go ahead and take a look over the units lost. 68 to 235. Fairly in line with the rest of the game. We see a secret expansion going down by Fox. I mean, there's nothing much else we could do. We see 55 drones up against 46 probes. You never really want to see that, especially since there's only 1 mining base left. Wow, Protoss has 1, 2, really 2. So 2 on 1, and another engagement going down for Fox and Lineofheaven. We see him just pushing forward to bring down that Colossus, and that blink play is again being put into play. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16 roaches up against 19 stalkers, and that blink play is all the difference that it is. So he needs to get these bases up. Fox needs to get these bases up as soon as possible, and he needs to take down this observer, because Lineofheaven knows exactly what's going on in his base. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 creep creep colonies. StarCraft, dude. StarCraft 1 days kind of pushing into my mind. See, 4 spine crawlers over here kind of doing nothing. I would love him to just kind of retake this expansion and just put him down right here just for defense. And we see a little bit of a lull in the action while Lineofheaven actually warps in. Oh, a High Templar. If he has, and he has a 1 High Templar, 1 Colossus. High Templar and Colossus up against Zerg is very powerful. We see him taking his 4th expansion, 4th base of the game, 3rd expansion, and I just don't see Fox being able to pull this off. I mean, he finally has this base up and running, but really it's just 2 bases up against 2 right now. And as I stated earlier, even bases as Zerg is something you just don't want to see, especially since the 3rd is going to be popping up very soon. We see a High Templar here, 1 Colossus. Any more in production? Nope. Psionic Storm almost done. We see actually another High Templar going in, and enough energy to pull down 1 Psionic Storm. He's probably going to wait to bring until this Colossus comes in, and that to choose to engage. That, along with those 2 High Templar, will have enough for about 4 storms. We'll be able to just pretty much decimate anything that Zerg can throw at him. In the meantime, he's going to continue that harassment theme. He's going to drop these off just to keep the Protoss player off guard. We see, oh, look at this. This looks like it's going to be the final engagement. I didn't see this game before, so I don't know if this is the final engagement or not. But we see a quick engagement. We see that blink play obviously still coming into play. We see that storm coming down. Oh, and Fox has no choice but to leave the game. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed Zerg getting just handled this away. Again, totally transparent. I am a Protoss player at heart, but still, the APM is fairly average from both players. I mean, they were pretty even. But the real story in this game was this. I mean, a 3-to-1 kill ratio in favor of Protoss. That was huge. That was the deciding factor. That blink play early on was really superb, and really is not much else we can say. I mean, Zerg tried as everything he could to stop that play, but it was just too strong in the end. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. And as always, if there's a replay you would like for me to cast, leave a comment down below with a link to one of the major StarCraft 2 replay sites. I like to use StarCraft 2 replays, or drop.sc.com is what a lot of people seem to be using nowadays. With that, I'm off, and I'm going to go and take a nap.